What is going on, peoples? It's your friendly neighborhood bee monstrosity here for episode 4 of Hardcore Bootcamp, in the first episode where I get into tactics. Now, the tactics I'm going to go over today are basic tactics, but the basic tactics in Call of Duty are very, very, very important. Now, one side note before I get into this video, I highly suggest you go and check out AR Gunsmoke's most recent video talking about reaction time and accuracy. Great tips, great video, goes hand in hand with this series right here, and I'm going to put it in the same playlist as this series on the Hardcore Union homepage. Okay, so be sure to go check that out. Great stuff. Everything that he does, I also do. So highly suggest you check that out. Now, one of the things he was talking about is sensitivity. Now, sensitivity is very important, and it is vital for my personal gameplay. And he said that you should take it up to at least 10, and I completely agree with that. Now, why should you do that? Well, one of the reasons he said, Gunsmoke behind you, okay? Be able to flip around on a dime. Another reason why I really like it is what I call checking both ways before you cross the street, okay? So if you have high sensitivity, you can check over to the left, check to the right, check to the left, check to the right, really quickly, okay? Now, this is going to save you a lot of deaths, and it could gain you a lot of kills if you have good accuracy, okay? So being able to check real quick. If you're coming through a room, you could check the corners real fast. Always check your corners, people, okay? Always check your corners, because there are some sneaky-ass bitches out there that like to camp, okay? The people that really suck at the game. So, highly suggest you bump up your sensitivity. A good way to do so is to just bump it up 2 at a time. So if you're starting off on 5, go up to 7. Play with that for a little while until you get accustomed to it. And then bump it up 2 more. And I think that AR is right. 10 is probably a good bottom range for your sensitivity. Okay? Another thing that I utilize is I have the tactical layout on my controller. Okay? What this means is that the knife button and the duck button are reversed from the default setting. Now, I highly suggest that you check this out and you try to use this, because the knife in this game fucking sucks, okay? You do not need it at all. You should be spraying motherfuckers when you're that close to them anyways. It will kill them 99% of the time, alright? So, what this does is that I'm able to just hold in my right analog stick and duck down real quick. Makes your character a lot more maneuverable, and I highly suggest you check this out, okay? It's a lot more beneficial to having your duck button on your right analog stick as opposed to your knife button. Alright? Especially in this game. Alright, now let's get into tactics here. First thing I want to talk about is reload canceling. Now, a lot of people know what this is, but just in case you don't, it shaves off time of your reloading. Now, here's the regular reload. Okay? In order to reload cancel, as soon as you hear that clip go up into your gun, as soon as you hear that click sound, hit the sprint button. Okay, here's what it looks like. Bam. Now, this may seem kind of stupid, but depending on the gun you're using, reload canceling can shave off a shitload of time. And if your ball's deep into the enemy spawn, you need every little second that you can get to aid in your survival. Okay, so I highly suggest that if you're not using reload canceling, that you go out there and you practice and you get it down pat. All right. Now, for the novice and intermediate player, which is what this series is basically geared towards, I highly suggest that whenever you're going around the map, you stick to the outskirts of the map. Okay? Now, why would you do this, you might be asking? Well, let's look at this, for example. Alright? Now, when you're on the middle of the map, you have a shitload of lines of sight on you. Okay? Look at all these places that people can be picking you off from. Alright? Bam, bam, bam. Alright? You want to stay out of the middle of the map. I highly suggest you put your ass up against the outside of the map, because contrary to popular belief, this dude in this sailboat out here does not have a sniper rifle. He is not going to fuck with you. Okay? Doing this, putting your ass up against the outside of the map, is going to eliminate at least a quarter of the places that enemies can shoot you from. Alright? So I highly suggest whenever you're roaming around the map, stick to the outside. You know, advanced players could be going in the middle because they have excellent gun skill. Alright? But if your gun skill is not quite up to par, stick to the outskirts of the map. Now, whenever you're patrolling the outside of the map like this, first of all, don't just sit in one spot. Try to keep on moving. Alright, keep moving. Keep moving. That's how you get the high kills. Keep moving. Keep moving. Especially when you pick off somebody. If you pick off two people in an area, move your ass. Because they're going to be coming back after you. Okay? Either that or they will have called you out. You need to move after you kill somebody. But whenever you're moving around the outside of the map, be sure to be utilizing your cover. Okay? Go from cover to cover to cover to cover in every situation. You see, if there was a dude popping up out here, you could pick him off from here. It's harder to shoot you because you only have your head and a little bit of the top of your shoulders showing. As opposed to being out here, just being a sitting duck. Do not be this guy. Do not be this guy out here running up just all willy-nilly and shit, you know, just asking to be shot. Go from cover to cover to cover. Because anything you could get in between you and the enemy's bullets is going to save your life. Okay? Now, another thing. As you're going around corners, you need to make sure to be prepared as you're going around corners. Don't just run around corners like this. You know, coming out here, you're a sitting duck. You will get shot most of the time, and you will fucking be racking up deaths. Okay? Now, there's two ways to approach corners. One is a medium to long range method. See how this is a medium area right in here? What you want to do is you want to pull up sights as you come around the corner. Alright? You'll be prepared to pick people off that are coming around through here, okay? Alright? Now the other is a short range method. Whenever you're on the insides here, you don't want to be pulling up the sight because it takes a while to move your cursor from side to side on the insides here. What you want to do is you want to utilize your spray and pray capability. Okay, so when you're coming inside here, you can just lay them down like this. Alright, but be sure to take it easily around corners. And be sure to check those corners over here, and you know, and people laying down in here, be sure to check all these areas. You know, that's where the high sensitivity comes in. But if you're in close quarter situations, spray. Alright? If you're in long situations, pull up your sights as you're going around corners. Okay? Now, another thing I want to mention in this video is that there are several places on maps where there are consistently people. Okay? Like, for example, in this map, there's consistently a motherfucker head glitching right here. Be sure to always check those areas whenever you are roaming around the map. Okay? Be sure to always check those areas. Now, one thing that I like to do is that when I'm coming around and I know that there's a place up here where people consistently head glitch or consistently are located, I will go ahead and try to aim in on that area just in case there's a dude there. Okay? Now, you might not want to be doing this all the time, but for example, for sniper perches, then you might want to go ahead and just quickly aim in, you know, just in case there's a dude there, and then get back to business. Okay? But definitely do not go around corners without being prepared. Alright. Now that's pretty much all for this episode right here. Monkey Rage is going to jump in here and help me out for the next episode. So be sure to go back and check AR Gunsmoke's video, and I will see you guys on the next tactic video, which basically I'm just going to try to keep on making it progressively more towards expert status, you know, increasingly more and more tactical as I go along. But these are basics, and be sure you have these down pat, because if there is a flaw in your basics, then any kind of advanced tactics that you put on top of that are just going to fall all to shit. Okay? Alright. I'll see you guys next time. Peace the fuck out.